We made it. We're here. Final Bionicle first wave. It's a Spider-Man. Hello, guys. This is ShadowGear635 here, doing a review of Lost, the Lord of Skull Spiders. So threatening, so evil, so menacing, and so tiny. I mean, here's my hand. Here's the whole guy. He's a tiny guy. He's a tiny little guy. So, this is an interesting set. This is the only villain set of the new wave of Bionicle. This is the most Technic build set, and this is the only one. Microphones falling are. Oh! I did it! This is. I bought a big mic stand. It doesn't work over here in this particular setup I have, and yet I have to have this microphone balance on shit. So. Hooray! So. This, Lord of Skull Spiders, only villain set, biggest Technic build, technically has the best part set of anyone in terms of usable, cool parts, and is baffling. He's tiny. He's super tiny, and I know this has been a point of contention for a lot of people. I mean, here he is next to a Protector, and then you wonder, like, okay, the Protectors couldn't take down this guy, whatever, so you bring in Toa. Here is a technically an Onua. So you can see that, like, he isn't that much of a threat. And guess what? He wasn't that much of a threat in the animations either. But I'm gonna go into some thoughts after I do a technical review of this guy. So he's mostly a Technic build, so there's nothing generic about him. In terms of posability, he has this play feature where you can go and grab dudes. I mean, there he is. He's grabbing dudes, which is a cool feature because these newer style ball joints, they're pretty, they're frictiony enough to where you can pose these in a way to grab certain dudes. But that's his only posability. I mean, you can move his legs to a certain degree and move out these little guys, but that's really it. He's not that posable, which technically it's better than Skull Scorpio, who's going to be coming out in the next wave. But man, I don't know. I think he looks like an okay set in terms of him being the major villain of this wave for the first wave of Bionicle. I don't know how I feel about that. But regardless, I think he's a fun Technic build. I mean, one of the major things that bothers me about this guy is that he doesn't have 8 legs. He's not technically a spider. I mean, it's so fucking baffling because you could take, like, let's take this front leg off, for example, and just kind of, futz with it for a sec. Actually, no. I can just have it back that way. You can put another leg right here. Maybe not as long and as goofy as this, but you could modify it to a point where you can give him 8 legs, and the function would still work perfectly fine. And yet, they didn't? Like, I understand you're given X amount of pieces to build X set, depending on the price point you have, and despite the fact I have nothing but complaints, or at least I've said nothing but complaints so far, I like this guy because he's different from everyone else, and he actually has a really cool, fun play feature, which does rely on rubber bands, so if you don't have extra rubber bands, I don't know what the lasting life of this set's gonna be for you. But it was fun building a Technic set with Bionicle construction features. I should mention he does come with this, the golden spider control mask, which apparently this particular mask is going to carry over into the next wave with the Skull Slicer, according to a bio. Don't hold me to that. But you can do this and just plop his little mask on there. Little buddy. He's got a little helmet. So something fun I did when I collected all the sets, I put all the Skull Spiders on this dude, and it's possible, because I'm not going to put all of them on him right now, but imagine you take this little dude, got these 2 little clips here, you can just clip this little guy onto that hand connector and, like, roll up those legs if they don't fall off, because they're so friggin' loose. And you can connect them to the insides here too, and you can just have all the Skull Spiders attached to his 6 legs, which I think is so goofy and funny. But hey, it makes sense. It's a spider, mother spider. It's probably not female. I'll go that far. I will say though, one of the things I do really like about this set, um, are the colors. I think the colors are cool. I think it's cool to have trans-colored Technic lift arms. I think that's very nice. Another thing I do like though is his face. It's a very cool looking face, which I can see being used as like an actual chess piece for someone. But I don't know. I think out of all the chest pieces prints, like this guy has the best one because it's a face and it's symmetrical, and I don't know. Very mixed feelings on this guy. I don't know. It's just I like this guy a lot more now in comparison to the new sets we're going to be getting, which will be the next wave of reviews that come out of me of Bionicle, where it's like there's stuff about them that I think looks cool about the new sets, but I wish this amount of effort was put into them. But I don't know why. I don't know. Lord of Skull Spiders. Let's do it. Let's do the grand finale. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Ride him, cowboy. I think he's an okay set. I think he's really good for parts. I think he has a really cool play feature to play with for like 5 minutes, and then you can just take him apart and have all the cool pieces from him. So, I think he's worth it. Just not as a toy all that much. So, this is Shadow Gear 655. I hope you enjoyed the final review of the Bionicle 2015 set. It only took me 6 months, guys. Maybe 7? Let's go with 7. So, hope you all enjoyed these reviews. The next set of reviews are going to be revolved around the new wave. But I gotta ask you something. What's gonna happen to Preston Stormer?